very, very serious.
Well, the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center just moments ago dropped sustained winds from 90 miles per hour down to 85. It's still a Category 1, but what's more interesting to note is it's been very difficult to see an eye on the satellite imagery. So we've been looking at radar. And what they are saying right now, they believe we had a landfall near the mouth of the Mississippi River. Hard to see where the eye is right now, even on radar, because we just do not have any moisture on the western end or the southwestern end of this eye. In fact, New Orleans right now looks like they're just getting some scattered light rain. Most of the precipitation is to the north. So if this is true, and we believe the National Hurricane Center, because
we believe the National Hurricane Center. The National Hurricane Center knows the definition of a hurricane is wind speeds of 74 miles an hour. That means if this is a hurricane, these clouds will be spinning around in circles at 74 miles an hour or more. Okay? We have a very, very big problem here. And I want you to look at what's stopped on the bottom of the screen. It says a declaration of war. You guys, this is the first time that we have actually seen the truth on the screen, and it's the whole truth. We're getting the whole truth right here. Okay, I want you to take a peek here. Mobile, Alabama, the wind speeds are reported at 18 miles an hour. That's right where this hurricane was hitting. At the time this hurricane was hitting, 18 miles an hour. They give us the readings of Biloxi, 13 miles an hour. So what you actually see, they're actually showing you the truth. And the timing of what is written on the bottom of the screen is no accident. We have this as a declaration of war right when he's telling you, if this is true, and we believe the National Hurricane Center, you guys, that's not true. So if you believe what he's telling you, and he's asking you to believe because he believes the National Hurricane Center, he's literally acting as a priest of truth, a false truth, a falsehood. Now, this might not seem like a big deal because the news always lies, but this is the first time in my entire reporting series where I actually have the news lying with the evidence right in front of us. Now, this is lying with the evidence right in front of us over a 24-hour period where all I had to do all day was basically just confirm what was on the NOAA buoys and so forth. But right now they're actually giving us the truth. They're showing us the truth. And it says a declaration of war underneath. How is that related? Well, you guys, with what happened with Vegas just a few days ago, things are accelerating. You can't pretend that they're not accelerating. I mean, we had September 11th, and then we didn't have another false flag for a long time. Then we had Sandy Hook, and then we had the Boston bombing, and then we had all these other things, and they're coming day, boom, 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 boom. You guys, we're being forced to ask, and we're being forced to make a decision. You're being asked to declare a side. Whose side are you on? What truth? What is your truth? Where are you going to stand? What is your truth? Where are you going to stand? There's only one truth. There's only one truth, and the rest is unrighteousness. The rest is deception. And this shows us where we are. In order to explain this to you, I have to read you this part of Isaiah 59. And we put away judgment behind us, and righteousness withdrew far away, because the truth was consumed in their ways, and they could not travel through a straight path. And truth was taken away, and they removed their thought from understanding. And the Lord saw it, and it did not please him that there was no judgment. And he saw that there was no man, and he took notice that there was none who helped. So he defended them with his own arm, and with compassion he upheld them. And he put on righteousness like a breastplate. The basic bottom line here, guys, at the very core of this is you have a choice. You are being asked to choose. Are you going to choose the truth, or are you going to choose what this priest is pushing?
Hillside, and immediately turned it into that lava effect that Steve referred to. It looked like lava. And now it's moving down closer towards Olive Hill Road here. That's where I'm at. I'm just north of the 76 on Olive Hill Road, and this entire hillside keeps flaring up behind us. Now let's come back over here. Adam, can you zoom in on this hillside where it looks like the lava that Steve Atkinson was referring to? Steve, look at that. That is the lava that it looks like lava. The entire hillside just burning, burning, burning. And the embers, I don't know if it's easy to see. Can you guys see? Orange embers floating through the sky.
Yes.
They're floating through the air. Those are the embers, Kim, Steve, those are the embers they talk about can go 5 feet to up to a mile away and immediately turn it into that lava effect that Steve referred to. It looked like lava. That's where this is getting out of control. Those little demon embers.
Look at the bottom of the screen.
Can go
724. What else do you see? Over and over again.
A mile away, that starts a spot fire, and that spot fire starts another one of these things. So, yeah, it's unbelievable being out here, and the heat, guys, it is amazing how hot it is out here.
How hot it is around that fire, and the winds blowing those embers, and why you showing us that is it's the example that we've all been describing throughout the day, that the winds with those kind of embers just keep this thing moving.
In the neighborhood there is anybody.
So you can see the entire. Kim, Steve, those are the embers they talk about can go 5 feet to up to a mile away and immediately turn it into that lava effect that Steve referred to. It looked like lava. That's where this is getting out of control. Those little demon embers can go a mile away. That starts a spot fire, and that spot fire starts another one of these things. So, yeah, it's unbelievable being out here, and the heat, guys, it is amazing how hot it is out here.
How hot it is around that fire,
That's you guys in studio.
And the winds blowing those embers, and why you showing us that is it's the example that we've all been describing throughout the day, that the winds with those kind of embers just keep this thing moving.
In the neighborhood there is anybody.
So you can see the entire sky, guys, is orange. That's a horrible sign. And the wind, you can see me right now, the wind is still blowing, guys.
Yeah, there's those gusts we've been talking about. Angelica has been watching that.
Amazing how hot it is out here.
And they
horrible sign. And the wind, you can see me right now, the wind is still blowing, guys.
Yeah, there's those gusts we've been talking about. Angelica has been watching that.
Amazing how hot it is out here.
And they sporadically just pick up. They go back down and then they pick back up, and then you never know where the embers are going to fly.
That's where this is getting out of control. The heat, guys, it is amazing how hot it is out here.
How hot it is around that fire,
That's you guys in studio.
And the winds blowing those embers, and why you showing us that is it's the example that we've all been describing throughout the day. Fire,
That's you guys in studio.
And the winds
the orange embers floating through the sky.
Yes.
They're floating through the air. Those are the embers, Kim, Steve, those are the embers they talk about can go 5 feet to up to a mile away and immediately turn it into that lava effect that Steve referred to. It looked like lava. That's where this is getting out of control. Those little demon embers can go a mile away. That starts to spot fire, and that spot fire starts another one of these things.